Cleveland Clinic, Florida provides individualized treatment plans for excellent outcomes of health problems ranging from the most common to the most complex, even in cases considered untreatable by others. Cleveland Clinic, Florida. Every life deserves world-class care.
We don't care, we're about to swear on the air. It's the after the show, so tune in if you dare. KVJ gets risque every single day. It's uncensored. We can say what we want to say.
Okay, here we go. Welcome to the Tuesday KVJ After the Show podcast. Lots of emails we'll get to here in just a second. Thank you for sending them in. mail@kvjshow.com. Going through a little bit of a chilly day, a little bit of a cold snap here. But hopefully it's going to be warming up.
Did you put on your central heat in your house?
No, I don't think we got to that yet.
Magnolia had a big push yesterday. Please turn on the heat.
Oh, yeah?
So we cracked it on yesterday. And I'm kind of glad because this morning I needed it.
Isn't there that weird kind of smell? Do you have that when you fire it up for the first time? You're like, what is that funk?
You know, I didn't have that this time, but I had it with my old system. I think when you have a system with any kind of years on it, that's going to happen.
Yeah.
I have a brand new system, so I didn't have that burning cooking smell.
Okay.
The burning cooking smell. Can you get that bottled up?
I think it's dust cooking.
Yeah,
okay. I think that's what it is. So if you have an older system, of course, it's going to have dust on it. It's just life.
Mm-hmm.
You're right. Life does collect a lot of dust.
Yep.
I think we got a couple column outs here to start off with today.
Oh, boy. Yay.
One text that came in. Somebody said, hey, Virginia, can we call out the parent at the park yesterday letting her kids scream at the top of their lungs?
Who knows about this?
We had literally just gotten there and left right after you did.
You saw what happened?
I don't know. They said my daughter was in Rocco's class in VPK. Would have been nice for the ladies, for the kids to play if the parents could #be cool and parent their kids.
Okay, this was so weird. And I almost brought this up as an idea to you.
Okay.
But I didn't because I thought, okay, this kid might be special needs.
Mm-hmm.
And if the kid is special needs, I never want to be the mom that's like, saying any kind of shit about a kid.
Right.
But from the moment we got to the playground, we went to Constitution Park, which is the fancy park in Tequesta. Mm-hmm. This is like the Cadillac of parks. Rocco loves it. From the moment we got there, there was this one child. It was a boy that looked to be about 8 with glasses on and a really swaggy demeanor, screaming at the top of his lungs. And his voice hasn't changed yet. So basically it sounds like a high-pitched, squealing female scream.
Okay.
But it was bloody murder, and no lie, it just kept going and going. This kid was screaming. 5 minutes into it, I lost it. I couldn't handle it anymore. And I grabbed Rocco, and we left, and I was just kind of pissed because Rocco's yelling at me that he doesn't want to leave. I'm yelling at him that my nerves are freaking shot. Whoever the parent is of that kid, they really need to do something because that's not cool, man.
I think that there are a lot of parents that are kind of caught in this no man's land when it comes to parenting. Maybe our parents and grandparents were in the same boat. I don't know, but I feel like it's different. And here's why. Because I think there is a more, there's a way of parenting that is getting more publicity now. And people are questioning the whole spanking thing. Spanking maybe shouldn't happen. And when I was a kid growing up and where I grew up too, I think that's key. Spanking was a big thing. Now, I didn't get spanked a lot, but it was, in the arsenal for my mom. She knew
if you fuck around and find out.
Yeah, right.
That's how it was.
And so that was there. And now there's so many studies about spanking and hitting and how it's not good. And parents are clearly reading this stuff. And then there is so many other things that are happening, from kids on the spectrum to kids have this or kids have that, and trying to understand what is going on and how to deal with tantrums. When I was a young kid, the one time my mom spanked me, she spanked me maybe twice in my life. And she said the one time she spanked me, I was throwing a tantrum. She took me out of the store. She whooped my ass. And then she hugged me and told me she loved me. And she said, you never threw another tantrum.
Wow.
Now, that was how her generation handled it. But now, there would be some parents that would look at you weird if you were whooping your kid's ass out front of the store. Then people were probably applauding my mom. Now you'd probably get 50-50 or more, like
they would call
70-30. Yeah.
They would call somebody on your mom. If your mom was out front of the store hitting you, they would absolutely call the cops.
And she was spanking my behind. It wasn't across the face or anything like that. So it was, hitting me firmly on the behind. And I think now some parents are just like, I don't really know what to do. Is my kid on the spectrum? Is this going on? Is there something in their system? How strong do I be? Am I damaging their fragile ego? And so parents sometimes, either one, and there are parents that just don't give a shit. So there is that parent as well. Like, I don't care.
And that might have been this lady with the screaming kid.
So
I don't know.
You don't know what's up with the kid or what's up with the parent. But I do feel, and I felt this way at times myself, where I'm just like, okay, I don't know what to do. I don't know how to handle this right now. I don't want to let my emotions, and that's the one thing I've heard, take your emotions out of parenting. And sometimes that's really tough to do because sometimes parents do spank and hit because they're frustrated and they're angry, and then they pass on that to the kid, who then the kid becomes angry. And so, I think there's a lot of confusion, and we're in this no man's land of parenting where it's like, I just don't know what to do. So sometimes parents don't do anything.
Well, this parent was not doing anything about the kid that was screaming. And the kid was on the slide, but you know those slides that have like a roof and it's like a pipe? And they go down the slide, and it's basically like a giant doot-to-doot. The kid was
giant doot-to-doot.
You know the doot-to-doot? Where you talking to it and it magnifies your voice.
Like a megaphone?
The middle of a paper towel roll.
Okay, tube?
Yeah, it was a tube, but that was the slide.
Yeah.
And so the kid was in there screaming bloody murder, and it was magnified all over this park. And I'm looking around, and I'm losing my mind, and no other parents are losing their mind. I'm like, all right, maybe it's just me. Come on, Rocco, we're leaving.
Yeah.
Maybe all the other parents knew something I didn't know.
Yeah.
But I couldn't deal with it.
Yeah. No, I hear you. And that's one of the things. You step in on somebody else and their kid and be like, you need to get your kid under control, or you say something to their kid, that parent's going to flip out.
I know.
So we're in that realm too. So that's where they are. And I remember my mom was a teacher, and she had no problem. She would jump in, and if my kids were not, my friends were not doing it right, and especially if they were at my house, my mom had no problem.
Yeah.
And if a mom came over to try to say, you don't correct my kid at your house, my mom would be like, then that kid's not coming over again.
Your mom had
settled.
Teacher energy.
Yeah, she did.
She was a teacher 24/7.
And she believed in whooping asses. Like, my mom wouldn't care. She had a death grip. She had this, like, kung fu grip, and she would put kids in it in school. I think my mom had to retire because they're like, hey, Ms. Ralston, you can't teach like that anymore.
That's why my mom had to retire because, she got into a physical altercation with a student. I think there's a certain point where these old teachers just snap, and they're like, not today, motherfucker.
Yeah.
And they fight back. And you can't do that.
It's tough. And
not anymore.
Yeah, no, not anymore. And it's interesting because, my wife is into this. She teaches pre-K, and so she's always taking classes. She's got ongoing education going on.
How
and all that
not
stuff.
to beat these children.
But I hear about her talking about how she deals with her own students and how she talks with them. And honestly, for me, that's why sometimes I'm like, all right, I just, when you don't know what to say, I don't say anything.
Right. And that's the smartest move. Remove yourself from the situation, which is what I did. But I had so many questions and I was so annoyed. And then they sent my whole afternoon into a tailspin because now Rocco's pissed AF that I took him out of the park after we were only there for 5 minutes.
Sure.
So he's losing his cool. That's probably how they saw us getting into the car with Rocco just losing it.
Sounds like a lot of fun at the park, doesn't it?
I mean, if I would be so observant, though. If I was the parent of the screaming kid,
right,
I wouldn't want to ruin the park day for everybody else.
Well, I would get my kid out of there.
I would remove my kid, and I would
yeah.
take my kid to a park with no other kids.
Yeah.
I don't like it if I'm the cause or my situation is the cause of everyone else's uncozy.
Right.
Yeah.
You're ruining the moment for
It's
other
not
people.
fair.
I mean, I get we do crazy stuff on the show to get some noise for the show, but in personal time, I would be I would shudder at the idea everyone's uncozy because of whatever my situation is.
And you know me, when I snap, and then that's it. I'm done, and it's quick, and it's vocal, and I'm like, we're getting the hell out of here. I was so pissed.
Yeah.
It's just, I don't know. I've never been good at controlling my emotions.
It can be tough. Emotions are hard. Because here's the problem. Everybody's emotional to a certain extent. That's in our DNA.
Right.
Even people who try to claim they're not emotional people walk around their job and just tell them they're doing something wrong and watch how they fucking get not emotional.
Your wife is great around kids, Kevin.
Yeah,
but
she is.
I've seen her whip other people's ass. So
she's better with kids than she is adults.
Way better with kids than adults.
Yeah.
Everybody's got their breaking point.
Yeah. Yeah, it is kind of interesting. And, and I'm probably the most emotionally level person in the show, and I'm known as Dickie Rant. So, I mean, we all...
Everybody can be pushed.
I love people who try to act like they're not emotional. You may control your emotions better, but you ain't a fucking robot.
Yeah.
Unless you a fucking robot.
Yeah, it's tough. So you get in these situations and you're just like, okay, how should I react? When is too much too much? Like the dad, hey, I'm sure that dad, when he probably told those girls in the smoothie shop, my kid has a nut allergy, and they still put nuts in it anyway, and his kid goes into anaphylactic shock. He goes in and he's flipping out. He probably did tell him, or he could have told them. Who knows what his story is? But he, responds by throwing the smoothie at them, and these are teenage girls or young 20s, and he's threatening to kill them. And it's like, dude, I get how you feel that way of frustration and anger, but you just can't react that way.
And they're filming you, and he's looking right at the camera,
Yeah,
and he's pointing and still cursing, and I'm like, okay, when's that moment where you snap out of it? He didn't have it.
Well, I also know too, if there's a legit thing where we're worried about the peanut allergy, I'm not going to some random store where I can't control I just can't do that.
Thank you. If my kid was that sensitive, if I would not leave it up to a teenager to make my kid a smoothie. If my kid could drop dead because of a nut thing.
My buddy has a son that is that way, and he told me one time they went out to eat, and sure enough, they had said something, and they put something there, and he's a man of God, so I don't think he started throwing smoothies at people and threatening to kill them, but
it's like, God bless you.
Yeah.
Amen.
Yeah.
You can't trust anybody else's preparation of your food at that point. My kid would never eat anything that I hadn't prepared, and I know that makes it a really rough life for the parent, but I would be so paranoid and so worried 24/7. There's no way I could ever give my kid a smoothie from a smoothie shop.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be able to do it.
But that's really what we're dealing with. We see so many videos of people that just come unhinged and they can't handle these situations. And that's why really we all have got to be able to maintain control of our emotions, because you have a day like that, you lose your job going to a smoothie shop.
He got fired from Merrill Lynch. He was a financial advisor. I mean, those guys make bank.
They make great bank, and I don't know how interconnected they are, and if you now went to another financial place, if they would be like, yeah, no, we saw you with the Merrill Lynch thing. You're not getting a job.
We saw you. You got doxxed on TikTok. Everybody knows you.
Right. Is he now almost shunned from the entire field?
He needs to take a little break from life and maybe just go away for a few months.
And look, sometimes people have bad days, but you got to keep it together.
Yeah, you do. So Jaybird had a situation where he just wants a delicious cookie. And you say you got upcharged on this thing or overcharged.
We won't say the name or anything because I don't want to fucking deal with any of that. But it was one of those situations where, and I'm usually not one to ever, if there's a mistake,
you eat the 30 cents.
I will, but
because it's not that big of a deal.
But I went to this place. All I wanted was 2 cookies, and I just wanted 2. She tried to upsell me. She's like, "Oh, if you get X amount, it's going to be cheaper." So I'm like, all right, sure, I'll get that 3rd cookie. And then I get my bill, and it was $13 for
3 cookies?
Yeah, so I'm looking at it. I'm like, oh, gosh.
So we're talking a plus $4. I don't buy cookies, so I don't know what the price of cookies are these days.
It was definitely a mistake.
Well, these are obviously gourmet cookies.
They're not.
How much does a good gourmet cookie go for these days?
Guys, it was a mistake. I'm telling you. She even said it was a mistake.
Were you at
cookies?
Crumble Cookie?
I'm not going to say where I was not at Crumble.
Because Crumble, that is the price.
I know cookies. I'm telling you, they were very absolutely overpriced because she even said it. So there's a long line there. I'm like, do I say something? But it's $13 for cookies. I'm like, oh, I think there's a mistake right here. She said, "Oh, I'm so sorry." Blah blah blah. So she does the little thing, and then she
double charges you.
I look at she gives me back the receipt, and she charged me for another one. So now we're up at
oh man,
yeah. I'm telling the story wrong. It was $9 more of cookies. So I'm like, this is too much. And then when she charged me, it was now at $13. And then I see the second one. I go, holy fuck! Now it's $13. But the line was so big. I already had complained once, and I just said, you know what? I'm gonna fucking eat it. Because now I'm that guy going in there for the second complaint.
She didn't cancel the first order.
She did it wrong. She was flustered. There was a lot of people there. And then I would be the guy going, oh, can I get more?
I wouldn't have said anything either. Yeah, sometimes you just eat the cookie and then eat the cookie.
Though, for 3 cookies.
It's kind of tough. You know, we had something like that. You know, we love the happy hour stuff. So,
yeah.
Because the prices are maybe a third in some cases or half. When you go out, so we're like, yeah, let's go do it.
It's a great time.
Yeah, and you can go to a restaurant that you wouldn't want to pay, crazy prices. There's one restaurant that we really like, and the food's amazing, ambiance is fantastic, drink prices are great, love the happy hour menu. The last 6 times we've gone, they have given us the wrong bill 5 of the 6, where they didn't charge the happy hour prices. And my wife's like, look, everything else checks off on this place. Love everything about it. And my wife's like, I don't think I'm ever going back. I'm tired of this. Like, so are they that incompetent that 5 out of 6 times they charge us the regular rates? And she'll say something. She'd be like, look, that's supposed to be this is supposed to be that. They're like, oh, yeah, okay, sorry. Or are they trying to purposely rip us off?
I don't know.
What is that? I mean,
That's
5 out of 6.
So hard to tell. And then, did you have different servers, and it still keeps happening?
Yeah. We've had a variety.
I think it might be incompetence, which a lot of places, a lot of the staff is new.
Yeah, and we're nice about it every time. But my wife is like, don't even ask me to go back there. I'm just tired. She's like, I just don't like I hate that thing. It tags on another 10 or 15 minutes, and then I hate being the person. It's like, but
complaining.
Yeah, but it's a good bit different. And like, why have a happy hour if you're not going to give me the happy hour prices?
I hate complaining, especially with things that seem petty. And then all of a sudden, hey, is that Jaybird from the radio complaining?
Yeah, I know.
And he didn't get the cookie tab right.
Yeah.
Somebody's gonna make fun of you.
And so I don't want to be a dick. I mean, reading some of these comments, someone said they had met me out in public and go, Jaybird was a snob. I was like, no. They did. They said I was a snob. I asked. I go.
Was it a person at the cookie store?
No. It was when we asked where we met, and they said Jason was a snob, and somebody goes, no way, really? She goes, oh, absolutely.
Oh.
So then I emailed her back and said, well, give me fucking details of, I want to know what this, was this after my mom died? What?
Yeah.
Someone even said that they came up to the table and we all ignored them. We would never do that.
I mean, that's, unless they're really, really hideously ugly, we would not do that.
We probably didn't hear them or something.
Yeah, no, that's why when I hear those knocks on, they always, the celebrities terrible. I'm like, well, let's get the full story.
Yeah, and maybe you asked some fucking stupid ass questions too. Maybe you're one of those people that said, hey Jaybird, do you have cancer? You look sickly. As if you are that person, you are an asshole.
Yeah. you don't even, I mean, it could be so I could be having a fight with my wife and then you're like, and I don't even hear you. You're like, hey Kevin, I'm like
Kevin's a dick.
You're like, okay, wait, is Kim gonna hit me?
Yeah.
You're worried about not getting hit.
Right.
I've been called a lot of things, snob not being one of them. Fuck that oh, I'm just kidding.
And another column out here today. This is kind of an interesting stance that Neil Young is taking. Number 1 trending story I just saw in Florida. So people are paying attention. Neil Young, the artist, has demanded that Spotify remove Joe Rogan and his podcast from the platform, or they remove his music. He said, you can have Rogan or Young, not both. He said that Spotify is spreading fake information about vaccines while issuing an ultimatum between him and Joe Rogan. I think I know who Spotify is going to choose, Neil. But
They're not going to choose you, Neil.
no, you're not going to get chosen.
Yeah, those draw on the line statements they never go well for a celebrity.
Well, Neil might not care about his music being on Spotify.
He don't.
He's
Yeah.
taking a stand, and this to him is more important. Good for him.
Neil Young does not give a fuck. I've
Exactly,
seen him in an interview.
yeah.
You're 110%. If you're able to live with all that, and that's the
Yeah.
way it is, do your thing.
Yeah.
But you are going to turn off some of your fans. But I don't think he gives a fuck about that.
Yeah, he doesn't.
Are there other places besides Spotify? Apple Music has Neil Young, I'm sure.
Yeah, you can get Neil
so,
Young still.
I mean, there's still Neil out
Sure.
there if you're.
Yeah.
But Spotify's not going to pick Neil Young over Joe Rogan.
No, they're
There's
not.
just too much money involved.
It's
That's
going
what
to
it all
be.
comes down to.
It's going to be simply about numbers.
And
That is it.
That's what all of this ever comes down to. Is about
Totally.
the number. It's not about who wants to be morally right about anything. No, Neil
No.
Young's he's doing something on his own, but Spotify
will not.
They don't give a shit.
Yeah.
They care about that dollar bill.
That's the only color they care about.
All right, got some emails here. This one from Jackie. She said, yesterday you were talking about what you call animal groups. They all have specific names. She said, my mom goes paddleboarding near the Jupiter Inlet every morning at sunrise, but they always see a group of eagle rays. It's a type of stingray, and she'll casually tell me, oh, yeah, we saw a fever of eagle rays this morning. It was spectacular. I fact-checked, and yeah, she's correct. That's what you call them, a fever.
A fever of them.
Yeah.
Fever.
Interesting how they all have individual different names. Crazy.
It'd be really hard to remember all of them. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
I think I could still name some from yesterday.
Yeah, Marcy, not the old drunk texting Marcy, said, for the sake of humor, please re-quiz Bird on the names for groups of animals in the ATS.
All right.
Okay, what do you call a grouping of alligators?
Hold on. That is a congregation.
That is, yes, very nice.
Okay.
A grouping of crows.
Murder.
Yes, very nice. Gerbils.
That is, oh, fuck. Hold on. It was,
No, don't fuck the gerbils.
it was per.
You hear how he gets so excited when he hears gerbils?
Oh, fuck.
Gerbils.
Kevin.
It's
It
something
feels
like,
so good.
hold on. It's
Get out the toilet roll tube.
Their little feet.
perversion or perversion or
I love gerbils tap dancing on my colon.
what are they
Do you put little tap shoes on them, or do they go barefoot?
pervasion or what is it?
It's called a horde.
Horde. That's right.
Yeah, horde.
That's right. Fuck. All right, keep going.
Damn it.
There's a lot of F-bombs around them gerbils. Porcupine.
That is a prickle.
That is a prickle. Very nice. What about rats?
A rat is. Damn it! Hold on. What's it start with?
M.
Fuck.
Misfit.
Misfit.
Oh, yeah. Mischief.
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 Damn it.
Squirrels. A grouping of squirrels is a...
These are hard.
You know, all right, assholes. I forget.
Yes. Dray.
Dray.
Grouping of cats is a... Clouder.
I don't think we did that one
We
yesterday.
didn't do that.
We didn't? Okay.
I thought it was a pussy party.
A pussy party.
Bears. Grouping of bears.
Grouping of bears is adorable, first of all.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, they are.
Panda bears is an embarrassment.
What was bears?
Sleuth.
Well, I thought we did that yesterday.
I don't know.
think we did.
Denny's. I asked Denny's. I said, "Get everyone I did in the ATS yesterday," and he said, "I'll listen to it now."
Yeah.
Damn, you calling Denny's a liar?
So Denny's is purposely sabotaging
No,
you.
he's not purposely. I just think he might be high. No, I'm just kidding. No, he's definitely not high. Denny's didn't smoke during the show. But I don't think we did. There was two we didn't say on the show yesterday.
Yeah, what do you think? Did Denny's? Oh, Denny's is saying no. We did them on the show.
I
He's saying you're a
listen to the
fuckface.
tape.
Say the words again. The
Yeah.
What do you call
Yeah.
a grouping of fuck faces?
Yeah,
KVJ.
Yeah, he said we didn't do bears or cats.
Hold
he
on,
said
cats?
you're making shit up.
What was cats again?
It was cats, then bears. Bears was the final one. It was as you guys were rapping, you dropped bears as your last
And
one.
cats wasn't Pussy Party?
It wasn't Pussy Party.
You said cats yesterday? I don't know what's real anymore.
I don't know. Denny's.
Well, because I pulled these all from the audio clip that I listened
Dude,
to.
you're too much in that meta universe. You got to get in the real world, bruh. Put the VR
I just
down.
wanted Kevin to call Denny's in because I fucking love his company. Get your ass back in here, sweetheart.
Yeah, no, Denny's making shit up.
I don't think he's making shit up. I really don't.
Damn.
I thought there might have been confusion.
Let me see. Got an email here from Matt. He said, I am at the Kennel Club playing Texarado Longhands.
Ooh.
And I saw they repurposed the actual kennel as a doggy day camp. I know some of you have done remotes here lately, but not sure if anybody noticed they're doing that. He's got, Camp Rusty, they call it. I think they have a billboard on the highway, too.
Okay.
promoting that. So if you want to take your dogs there, yeah, they've, my gosh, they really got thrown something. I mean, they were a kennel club. There was dog racing. The whole thing was based on that. And then, hey, guess what? Dog racing is completely illegal in the state of Florida. So, they've done a really good job of reinventing themselves. And they're doing a lot of different stuff. They do live music there. In fact, I'm kind of looking now. We got some events that are going to be coming up there. I see on February 19th, they got a trackside party with the people upstairs playing live. They're one of the best local groups in South Florida.
Totally.
It's their 89th birthday that day. How about so? They've been around for so long.
That's crazy.
Yeah, they're not. God bless them for not going away. They got the Mutt Derby, round 1, round 2. That's the February 26th and March 12th. They've got the Mutt Derby finale on April 2nd.
And that's people racing their own dogs.
Yeah.
And that's so cool to me.
It is because, I when I was really in my dorky 20s, I was doing that dog racing thing with my dog, and there are some really super fast dogs.
How fun is that, though, to go with like a group and cheer for your buddy's dog and
it's cool.
put money on it?
And honestly, the dogs love it. They really do. They go crazy for a running. I know that the Greyhound stuff was, they said no mas, but I know when I was running my dog loved it. He lived for it. So, yeah, it's really cool. Lindsay said, hey, I'm a dog groomer, and about 3 years ago, one of my clients' French bulldogs was stolen from their front yard. 3 days later, a new client came to my shop with that same Frenchie.
No way.
Yeah, wow. I called the original owner, and they came with police to meet the lady who stole their dog. The lady was arrested, and the dog was sent home to their original owner.
Wow.
Yeah. We're talking about things that, are just crazy expensive, and those French bulldogs, are that way.
That was like, that bulldog had angels watching over him.
Would you rather have a lifetime supply of French bulldogs or a lifetime supply of French dip sandwiches?
French dip sandwiches.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I don't know who would choose different.
Well, meaning, once
You can sell the dogs.
the bulldog, you can, once it passes away, you get a new one. You always get free bulldogs.
I would always sell them.
Yeah, so you're going in on the dog.
Well, I'm allergic to them, so I shouldn't pick them. I should pick the sandwiches.
Are you even allergic to dogs that have short hair?
I am. So I can't touch any of them.
Okay.
In their presence, I'll be fine for about 20 minutes, and then I'll fall apart. But if I sit on a sofa where people that have animals have their animal, and then I touch my face, I'm done.
Animals really never make me allergic other than there's a type of cat. And it's every fourth time. I can go over to Denny's house. I'll be fine 3 out of the 4 times. That fourth time, the cat, hair, maybe it's something in my chemistry. I don't know.
It's all about, for me, if I touch a surface where there's dander and then I touch my face,
Okay.
I fall apart.
I fall to pieces.
When I start drinking on St. Patty's Day.
That too.
We're also talking about that dude that always is breaking into Disney and making behind-the-scenes videos. And our buddy Dan Dosky sent an email. He said, on the conversation about seeing the old abandoned places, because I'll talk about other places too, like the High Lie center that they have there on 45th Street in West Palm Beach. He said, check out Closed for Storm on Netflix. It's a documentary about the Six Flags Jazzland theme park in New Orleans.
Oh, yes.
The park closed as Hurricane Katrina approached in 2005. It has never reopened. They tell that whole story and show how everything looks today. Haunting before and after images. Pretty cool stuff.
They shoot movies there now.
Oh, okay.
I've watched a movie that was actually shot there.
Crazy.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it is some.
But everything still looks like everything's there. It's just all run down. It's so creepy.
Yeah, there are places that are like that. There's that one place that is in Chernobyl in Russia. It's like a whole town.
Yeah.
There was just, they got everybody like right out. They're like, get out of here and you gotta just go. And
damn.
Yeah, it's like, amusement park or something there. It's very creepy to see.
If you go back there, is the ground and the air still radioactive?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's uninhabitable for a very, very long time.
That's
so
crazy.
I don't think anybody lives there at all. I watched that HBO special a year or two ago.
Do you have HBO Go?
Yeah.
You do? Okay,
Yeah.
so you're caught up on all kind of HBO stuff that you like.
For the most part, yeah. I don't know of anything that I'm missing out on that I currently want to see.
I think HBO, I'm trying to figure out if I like HBO better than Netflix. I'm pretty sure I do. But
Okay.
if I'm thinking about getting rid of everything and just doing YouTube.
Huh.
I have I have so many, well, more of the cable stuff. There's so much I never watch on regular television, and I think I'm wasting too much money on it. I watch most stuff on YouTube anyway.
Yeah.
I love YouTube.
Yeah, really the only thing for live TV for me anymore is sports.
And we all know you don't watch the games, really. You're highlight cat.
Yeah, you're right.
You only watch the highlights, but then you come on the air.
You didn't watch that game.
And then you act like you watched the fucking football game. You poser.
You didn't watch that game.
Kevin doesn't watch football. I'm a snob.
Yeah.
And Virginia's a witch.
That's right. All accurate. Got an email here from Mauricio. He was out at the fair, and he said, I was lucky to see two celebrities while I was there. First, inside the Expo Center, I saw the one and only forever beautiful Virginia Sinicki
Wow.
with her husband and kid Rocco. It was awesome. And then later that night, in line for some steak tips, and right behind me was Serena Williams.
Wow.
My wife went up there and whispered, "You're amazing." She said, "Thank you," and we left. What a day. If you follow Serena on Instagram, you can still see her story from the South Florida Fair.
That's cool.
Yeah.
She was getting them steak tips.
Yeah. She's got that commercial that's, if you are watching sports, she is all over this commercial. That they got two different ones now where it's like, look, I can switch between this and that. Look, Serena Matrix. So she's doing a lot of advertising now.
Good for her. Grab
Yeah.
that money while you can.
Yeah, no, she is. She's definitely raking it in. So good stuff. Appreciate all your emails. You can always send them to us, mail@kvjshow.com. All right, Bird and Virginia got those balloons still tied to their wrists.
It should
for
be
their
fun.
Punishment for Do It Bitch and losing earlier today.
Yeah, showering's going to be a little tough.
A couple other things going to be tough, too.
I think it might be a no masturbating day.
Yeah.
Who am I kidding?
I hope those balloons don't scare your gerbils.
That would be tough to masturbate with these.
Gerbils love balloons.
Yeah, they
This
do.
would be tough.
They do. All right, Virginia, tell us about our alcohol sponsor.
We love our friends at Atoll Vodka, spelled Atoll. You can pick it up for yourself at Singer Island Liquors. I know Liquor Delight in Tequesta has it, or you can just make it easy and have it delivered right to you. Go to MASH, MASH, and grape, GRAPE.com.
Cleveland Clinic, Florida provides individualized treatment plans for excellent outcomes of health problems ranging from the most common to the most complex, even in cases considered untreatable by others. Cleveland Clinic, Florida. Every life deserves world-class care.